Before this trip even started, I had to stop, right here. Los Angeles Union Station. Built in 1939, soaring Art Deco ceilings, marble floors, light pouring through massive arched windows, straight out of old Hollywood. This year, there's a twist. The hallways are lined with World Cup photos and infographics, since LA's hosting matches this summer. 1939 architecture meets 2026 World Cup energy. Then breakfast at the Metropolitan Lounge, second floor, an elevator ride up. Clean, quiet, almost restful, with staff just as warm and helpful as everyone else on this trip. Honestly, I could have stayed all day. And just past that gorgeous hallway, our train was already waiting. But first, let me tell you how this entire trip ended up costing us absolutely nothing. I've been planning this for an entire year. And my husband still has no idea what's about to happen. Here's the secret. This whole trip, train, room, dining, didn't cost us a single cent. Not one penny. Paid for entirely with points from an Amtrak credit card. We boarded the Coast Starlight and settled into our own private room, home for the next 2 days, free of charge. 1 year of planning, and it hadn't cost us a thing. Once we'd settled into our room, it didn't take long to notice something else about this trip. Something that had nothing to do with the price tag. If you've never taken a sleeper train, here's what surprised me most. It wasn't the scenery. It was the service. Every staff member on this train was genuinely friendly and helpful. Even before boarding, I called Amtrak's customer service line with questions. Patient, clear, no runaround. This is our roomette, our own private space, the California coastline rolling by right outside the window. No traffic, no parking, just people who actually made us feel taken care of. If you've been on the fence about sleeper trains, this is your sign. Somewhere between the great service and the ocean views, the train pulled into our first stop. Santa Barbara. Locals call this place the American Riviera. Sunshine, palm trees, cosplaying the south of France for a century. That's Mission Santa Barbara. Twin towers modeled after an ancient Roman temple. A Roman temple on a mission. Nobody told this building to be that fancy. At the pier, we spotted a kid fishing right next to a "no fishing" sign. Bold move, kid. Nobody seemed to mind, least of all the fish. The ocean was every shade of blue, and just up the road, the Funk Zone. Wine tasting and a beach walk away. Pure Santa Barbara. But we weren't here for Santa Barbara. The real destination was waiting just a few miles further, in the hills of Montecito. And my husband still had no idea. We pulled up, I looked at him and said, "Happy birthday! Surprise!" His face! Somewhere between "I love you" and "You've been hiding this since last year?" Guilty as charged. Completely, utterly guilty. Quick tip if you're planning your own visit. Lotusland is reservation only and tours book up fast. Plan at least a month ahead. We started with the Japanese garden. Koi drifting under a wooden bridge, weeping conifers bowing over the path. A gentle way to ease into a 37-acre property. Then the water garden, the moment the name Lotusland finally clicks. A whole pond carpeted in lily pads, purple agapanthus framing the edges. We just stood there a while. The topiary garden was delightfully ridiculous. An entire elephant sculpted from hedge, a horticultural clock the size of a swimming pool, and my husband posing with a giraffe topiary like he was presenting it on a game show. Garden people, posing with topiary animals like proud parents. And then the cactus garden, where the energy hit its peak. Towering columnar cacti taller than the trees around them, golden barrels lining every path, worth every thorn I carefully avoided. We'd only made it through half the property by sunset, so the next morning we went right back in for round 2. Day 2, and we are not even a little tired. First up, the cycad garden. Completely different from yesterday, just rocks and ancient plants sitting in full sun like they own the place. Because honestly, they kind of do. Cycads have been around since before the dinosaurs. Here's the wild part. 3 of these plants are Encephalartos woodii, extinct in the wild. Every single one in existence is a clone of one male plant found in South Africa in 1895. These 3 have been standing here for decades, never able to reproduce. Garden tragedy, but make it dramatic. Then the theater garden, and her whole backstory clicks into place. Walska trained for years to be an opera singer, but reportedly froze up on stage every time. So instead, she built herself an entire outdoor amphitheater, statues shipped over from Versailles. If the world won't give you the stage, apparently you just build one. We closed out under the oak canopy in the lower bromeliad garden. Cool, misted air, completely silent. After 2 days of nonstop, oh my gosh, look at this. This was the one place we just stopped talking and breathed. 2 days. One very happy birthday husband. Worth every minute of planning. Incredible, and as much as neither of us wanted it to end, it was time to head home. One more train ride, and this trip still had one more surprise waiting. Here's the thing, we didn't even know dinner was included. The attendant mentioned it casually while greeting us. A fellow passenger nearby caught our reaction and laughed. "Yep, that's the best part," she said. Right as the sun started setting over the Santa Barbara coastline, dinner was served. A fresh salad to start, steak as the main, and something sweet to finish. A window full of ocean and gold light, the train rolling right along the beach. Better than most restaurants we've ever been to. A year of planning, 2 days of gardens, and one last free, beautiful sunset to close it all out.